Hello guys, welcome back to Code It All, and today I'm going to be giving you your very first SAS crash course. I was telling you to do this for quite a bit of time, but SAS is a really nice CSS. It's basically CSS with superpowers. At least that's one way of thinking about it. So I'm going to be explaining everything about SAS you need to know, and basically just going to go see CSS with superpowers. It's the most mature, stable, professional, and great CSS extension language in the world, and it's really nice. Basically, I'm going to be linking my SAS documentation down below. So if you want to install it, you can use the command line, or you can use you can just use the command line or install the standalone version, but that's not what I'm going to be doing. I really don't need to do any of that. I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to start my SAS project, and just come into this documentation, and is it learn SAS? I think it's learn SAS. Yeah, it's learn SAS. So I'm going to teach you here everything that's exclusive to SAS. SAS basically supports all of CSS plus a whole bunch of other stuff, exclusive stuff that are only exclusive to SAS. So basically, what SAS is, it's a preprocessor of CSS, meaning the browser can't actually read SAS. It can't read SAS. It just needs you to compile all that SAS down to CSS before you actually feed it into the browser for the styles to show. So this is a way that you could do it, but I'm on VS Code, so there's an awesome extension called Live SAS Compiler. Where's that? Yeah, Live SAS Compiler. It basically compiles SAS or SCSS to CSS. And I'm going to be telling you the difference between SAS and SCSS pretty soon. So SAS is SAS meaning SCSS, and I'm going to continue saying SAS for SCSS. Okay, so SCSS is basically it kind of looks like CSS when you first observe it, but I personally prefer. Okay, you can see the difference between SAS and SCSS. So basically, for SAS, okay, which is the SASS, we don't need to have any semicolons or any brackets. It just is, plain text and colons. That's all we need to care about. But the thing is, I find it hard. I used to start with the SASS version until I found that it was difficult after I needed to transition to CSS. I started forgetting semicolons, brackets, and all of that. So now I prefer SCSS, and I also get to visualize my code a whole lot better in SCSS. SCSS, it just seems like a bunch of random stuff everywhere. I'm not sure which element this belongs to, which parent element this is. I have no clue whatsoever. So hence I prefer SCSS. And I'm going to show you how the project is set up. Okay, so now you have to obviously create index.html. And we can go type in SCSS. Okay. And we can start by going for file style.scss. And in my style.scss, I want to watch SAS. So it's an extension. It's the watch SAS extension that I have. You can close this panel. And based on the settings that I have, it basically compiles this down to CSS. Right now, I don't have any SAS. Obviously, I can put some stuff here. Background red. And my CSS, it obviously shows that. So now what I can do is go to my index.html, start my boilerplate up, and be like SAS crash course. And wait, I need to link in my CSS. I'm not going to be linking in the styles, the SAS file, but my CSS file. It's in my CSS folder. Okay, so that's it. And I also want to show you my settings for my live SAS compiler. My live SAS compiler, edit in package.json. Okay, so my live SAS compiler settings formats, you might want to actually copy this. My format, I want it to be expanded. If you put it to compressed, I guess it's compressed also. put it to compressed. So I save this, go back to my thing. It just puts all my CSS in one line. I hate that. I mean, it's not good for readability purposes, and so I just expand it. I just love it much better. An extension name will probably be default.css, and I like it to be /css. I don't want it to be in the same folder as my Sass files. I don't want to get it mixed up. So this is basically my the way I go about it. And generate map, you can keep it as false or true. The map file that it automatically generates for you, you really don't need it, so you can just ignore it. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the settings you need. Save that. I'm gonna just try something quick. See if my thing is. Did I just? Yeah, it's good enough. I can remove all these styles. And now back to my HTML. So to start with, I can just start by giving starting with a div class of box, and inside that I want to give it a child. Wait, I want to actually start styling a nav. You know, there are many like subclasses and all that you can go with. Go for header. Inside that, I'm gonna go for nav, and the UL nav with a class of nav list. And inside that UL, I'm gonna have a couple of LIs. I'm just gonna type all that out. So the class for this is gonna be nav item, and then inside that, I want a tag with a class of nav link. So, and I want 3 of these, so I'm gonna just put this in brackets. And I go for times 3, we get all this. So I don't want this to go anywhere. It's gonna be home, products, contact us. Okay, so we have a basic form ready. Before that, I just want to include a logo. Industrial design. Okay, so we're just going to be designing a navbar. And we obviously can open this up with live server. So this is our markup right now. It is pretty minimalistic, but we're going to make it super duper awesome in just a minute. So we're going to start by exploring Sass variables and see how they're actually different with CSS variables. Right now, let's jump into our code here. So Sass variables. Wait, I'm gonna just go for my basic box sizing setup. Border box. Wow, I can't type today. Margin, padding, yeah. That, and I want to give my body a background color. Ooh, I'm gonna just give a random color to start with. So I can use this VS Code's integrated color picker. So I want something sort of like a dark blue. Yeah, makes sense. Much better. Save that. And everything turns that color. I obviously want the color to be white. Give it a little bit of visual contrast. Oops, I don't need my Firefox window. And everything is white except for these links, which we'll get to in a bit. So now we obviously want, let me show you one thing. So first, I want to set a primary color. Apart from the background color that we're planning to use, I want to set a primary and an accent color. So the way you define Sass variables is like this: primary color, or I'm gonna just do CLR. It's easier for me. I'm gonna just go for a random thing, as I told you, and I'm gonna use the color picker. So I don't need my color picker as of now. I just need to copy this, put this here, and I need my accent color. And for that, I'm gonna use my color picker. Over here, come on here, about to the orangish stuff, somewhere about here. Yeah, this should work pretty well. And right now I have a variable defined, so I don't exactly need to put this here because, and the reason why I like to do these in variables, wait, yeah, the reason why I like to do these in Sass variables is because, or any variables in fact, is because if I want to change, I'm going to be using these variables and these colors in a whole lot of different places in our web page. But now we're just designing a map, a nav bar, just to show you. But generally, you're going to be designing web pages, and for that, you're going to be using this color in many different places. You might want to actually give this a variable, so whenever you change this color, if you ever want to, it'll change all of the colors in the page. You know, you don't have to go individually resetting the styles and all that for them. And my accent color, same thing here. So these are my Sass variables. If we take a look into our style.css, we don't get our variables. Why? We don't get them. So if you see here, Sass variables are not generally, no, they don't actually generally, they don't get converted into CSS variables. Normally the way you would write CSS variables would be go into your root and go like primary color, paste the color, that sort of thing, you know? But that's not the way it works in Sass. It just, when you compile it, just gives you the stuff. Because it doesn't see the need for variables, you're obviously working with Sass files here. So this is basically it. If you want to follow the SASS version, you can automatically click it here. You'll see everything. So yeah, that's basically it for Sass variables. And now I want to talk about nesting. An awesome property of Sass is the fact that you can actually nest stuff. So we're going to be doing a lot of nesting here. So now if we go here, we can start styling our nav bar. So I can go for nav. I obviously want it to be a display flex, a justify content space between, spelling mistake, god damn it. Whew. And over here, yeah, you see I obviously needed to space stuff out. And before that, in my markup, I need to add a container element. Or I can just do it on my header because I'm just styling a normal thing. So come over here, my header. I'm going to make the width of it 80%. 80% of the web page. And margin 0 odd. Okay, so instead of doing it like this, I can just nest this thing in here. So what this basically means is if we go to our regular CSS, this is our header style, and this is our nav style. So it says whatever nav element is there inside the header, then you're going to apply the style. But if we put a nav element, say around here, nav li3 item 1, item 2, item 3. So you give that, it doesn't actually show that style for us here. It just gives us completely different dumb stuff. If you want to actually illustrate this further, I can just give this a background color or a border. Border 3 pixels solid red. So it basically only outlines, that's for the nav, you know? Okay, it only outlines the nav which is inside this. It doesn't outline this nav at all. So that's basically how Sass selectors work. Obviously I can comment this out and I can remove this stupid nav here. I don't really need it anymore. So yeah, this is basically Sass nesting, you know? We're going to be working with it super duper lot as we're going along. So this is my Sass. This is this. So obviously I want to give this list items the UL a display flex. So I'm going to go here, UL display flex. I know it has a class, but UL is just shorter to spell out. It's easier. So we have a display flex here, and obviously the LIs we want to make the list style none. So those dots disappear. And for those A tags, text decoration, none. We can give them a color of white. And we got this as our nav bar right now. I also want to import a Google font. I should have done this a long time ago, but woo, I delayed that. I'm gonna select 400 and 700. Go to my import statements, just copy this. Copy that. Come back here. Paste it above everything. Yeah, that's perfect. You can save that. And obviously, I can save this in a variable as well. Font family Nunito sans serif. So obviously in my body now I can just go for font family. That's basically it, and you get your thing of Nunito here. That's pretty nice. And in my nav bar I want to add a little bit of margin on the top. To REM units, we get this pretty looking nav bar, and I want to add a little bit of contrast, So background color, primary color. Am I allowed to use my color picker on this thing? No, I'm not. I want a slightly darker color. A slightly darker color would be something around here. So we get this. Ooh, and I obviously want to change my margin to padding. And I might also want to remove this. Obviously I can make it go back here. So this is my nav bar. And obviously we did all of our justify contents and that sort of stuff, but we never did our line items. Line items center. So it basically aligns them from a vertical axis. Oh, it's because of our padding. I don't want it only on the top. Padding to REM. Let's go. Hallelujah. And we get this down here. Sorry if my voice is a little low. I'm just not able to speak that much for some reason. Okay, I'm getting sorry for the late upload as well. So for our list of styles, I guess I can do this. Okay. I also want to show you in our Sass documentation for nesting, not partials, not modules, not mixins. Nope. Nope. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. This, if it's not shown here, I'll just tell it to you. So basically, what I want to do is every li which has a following li. Okay, so every li, I'm gonna go to my markup. So every li which has a li behind it, sounds wrong, but just deal with it. Every li which has a li behind it. Okay, so we want to apply a margin left to them. So we want to select these two li's and apply a margin left. So how I'm going to do that here is come down, go for ampersand plus li. So what this ampersand does is it basically says, wait, I'm supposed to nest this inside. So what this says is if you apply an ampersand anywhere, it basically gets this value and puts it here. Check out regular CSS. Oh wait, I'm gonna just save this. I'm gonna just put margin left 1 rem and go to my style. So yeah, ignore this nav ULX because we nested it. So li plus li. So basically using this ampersand just touches its parent selector here, parent style selector, and puts that here. Hopefully you get that. And now let's just go on with our styling. Okay, that's probably it for our styling. I just want to go for the other parts of it. So I want to go for my partials. So what are partials? Partials are where you can split your Sass code over different files because sometimes it just gets too damn long. We want to get into different files. So if you want to get it to different files, I'm gonna just change this to partials. Just give it things so I can group them all. I don't know, it's just for those sort of purposes. And anytime I want to get a partial Sass file, I want to go like this. Suppose I want to get it for my links SCSS. So obviously now I can come here, get my these stuff, put that here. In this case, we don't really need to nest it in here because we obviously know that it is there's only one type of link. There's only one type of link here, and that is this inside the navbar. You can come back here and check what happens. Oh no, they have gone back to their previous styles. The reason that is we need to import them. Like we can use this import partials links. Should work on my extension host. What happened? What happened? Oof. God. Doesn't seem to work with partials, does it? The live server. I'll just check this back up and come back here, okay? See if it works. Reload it. Ah, God, what the hell happens here? Probably import statements don't work. I'll just try something else. Sorry about. Let's try. Wait one sec. Wait. Instead of this import statement, I'm gonna just try. There's something here. My modules says act use base. I'm gonna try that. At use partials link. Okay, so we save that. Hope it works. Oh wait, I didn't start my local development service. Live server, and we need to watch Sass. We haven't done that. Watch Sass, and try that again now. Let's go to our style CSS and use base. Okay. The style CSS. Okay, so this links this file to the links file. This just doesn't seem to work. Okay, so finally my import statement seemed to work. Thank the gods. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting like this, okay? But it's just a natural debugging process. Something's been wrong with my VS Code for some time. I'm just trying to figure that out. So this is a fully completed navbar in the Sass thing. So there are also mixins and extended inheritance. I'm not go through the operators and extended inheritance, but mixins, sure, I'll do that. because you know you're going to be using mixins quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to close this. My partials, I'm just going to go for another partial mixins.scss, and I obviously need to import it. Save that. And in my mixins, I want to declare a mixin. So how I do that is add mixin. And what do I want to name that mixin? I want to name that mixin, say, move, move X. Okay, much better. So I can give it a parameter, and a parameter it has to be like this. So I'm gonna go for pixels. So I'm gonna go like this. So here I can just go transform, translate X pixels. So that's a mixin, but there are also quite a few vendor prefixes we need to take into account. So over here, I'm gonna just copy these vendor prefixes. I might make a video on these vendor prefixes, but for now, nope. Change these to pixels, pixels, translate X. So this is my mixin, and this is this. I can close that. I imported it here. So wait, I'm gonna just go to my mixin. Wait, and give. I'm gonna start with a div here, just so you know for explanation. Div. Okay, why doesn't my VS Code this thing work? Okay, apparently it doesn't. Nice. Okay, so this is my mixin over here. This is my develop. Wait, let me just reload this. God. Open with live server. Stop live server. Wait in my mix. I'm gonna just close this and start it again. And we wait for the git initialization to happen, so all my extensions will come into place and I can start that thing again. Just pause it until then. Okay, so this is back. I can just spin up my local development server, my live server. Not sure why this happens. I need remedy quick. And obviously I need to watch my Sass. Go to full screen. Watch Sass. And okay, it's watching it. So I have my mixin. I just need to use that mixin. So on the div that's there, div width 100 pixels, height 100 pixels, background color, light coral, and okay, I'm gonna just save that just to see what appears. So, ooh, that's a div. Class equals dot box. Oh, box, only box. Dot box. Yeah, so that's my thing, and obviously I want to transform it. So we transform. Okay, wait, let me just go back to this. I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, add include. I'd include MoveX of say 100 pixels. Put it as semicolon and check this thing moving. Oh, see it moves. That's awesome. So basically, if we want to reuse this mix in many places, I want to move it. Say move translate X somewhere, translate X some object somewhere, keep it using it. Obviously, I can create a mixins file, start putting in my mixins, and I can use these everywhere. So this thing is awesome, and I love this as well. So Sass is a super duper powerful language. I haven't explained everything it does to you guys yet. So I'm gonna put in the documentation, check everything out, just learn it. And since I gave this crash course, I might start putting more Sass content out. I mean, I have some animation videos, some bundler videos in my reading list right now. So I might use some Sass for them, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So thank you guys for watching and have a great day. I really love you. See you guys later. Have a great day. Subscribe, like, and share. Bye bye.